Hello friends, today our topic is equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis. Let me first explain the equivalence partitioning testing. So this test technique is used to minimize the number of possible test cases to an optimized level or to reduce the time and effort of the testing. It is the technique in which the input data is divided into partitions of the valid and invalid values, and we have to validate that all the partition must exhibit the expected behaviors. Now let me explain it to you with the help of example here. So suppose the promotional emails, suppose an e-commerce company is there, so they want to send some emails. So in this example, I have explained like the promotional email, the promotional email are triggered to the end user having a user ID somewhere between 100 to 1100. Okay, now it is nearly impossible to validate each and every email one by one in the limited time as soon as it is triggered to the users. Now, now we have to find a way so that we can validate whether each target audience receive the email properly or not. So what we can do, we can divide this data into partition like 1 to 99, 100 to 199, and so on till 1001 to 1199. So we can divide these data into partition. Now we can pick one random user ID from each partition, and we will validate whether they received an email or not. And the condition would be only valid user ID should receive the promotional email. Like as we have seen here, the email should triggered for the user ID 100 to 1100. So this user ID, when we pick someone between two, like 2, 3, or 10, any random ID, this ID should not receive the email. Same for this email, this ID. Uh, if it choose something like 1150, so this ID should not receive an email. But in between all this partition, every user should receive that promotional email. So this is what we have validated in the equivalence partitioning. Now coming to the boundary value analysis, this technique contains the upper and lower limit of a variable and validating whether the software is giving correct output on the boundary values or not. So boundary value will be like valid length minus 1, valid length plus 1. It can be it can performed on both string or integer data type. You can perform everywhere. Now let me explain with the help of an example. So suppose an input field that accept the mobile number of length 10. So here what is the boundary value? So we have the valid length available here, which is 10. So the boundary value will be 10 minus 1, that is 9, and 10 plus 1, that is 11. So we have to validate the input field should accept the digit 10 as a mobile number, but it should not accept the digit which contain 9 or 11 digit number. So these are boundary value analysis. Now coming to the advantage of the equivalence and boundary value, the advantage of equivalence partitioning is it helps us to reduce the time and resource. It is a process oriented approach. We can achieve minimum test coverage. It helps to reduce test data preparation and test case optimization. Now, if we discuss about the advantage of boundary value analysis, it is easy to understand and inherit. It can control the expense made on testing, best technique to test the functionality of a test case. Test cases are small and minimized.